What is your job and how much you get paid to do it?
So I'm joining JP Morgan as an investment banking summer analyst next summer.
So if you want to work in investment banking, especially at JP Morgan, what is the one thing you have to start doing?
First, start off by talk to as many seniors as possible to try and understand how the landscape works in the industry.
And what is your biggest networking cheat code?
Trying to find as many commonalities as you can with the person. I'm an international student, so fellow international students seeking to connect was probably the biggest cheat code. When I calculated percentage, had about a 60 to 70% hit rate.
And how does salary in investment banking work?
So for most investment banks, your base is going to be around 110, but your bonus goes from anything between 50 to 100% of your base is your bonus.
And what is the one thing about investment banking recruiting that nobody talks about?
One thing people don't know, so there are analysts at these investment banks who are known as recruiting captains for target schools. So for example, that'd be one for Wharton, that'd be one for Harvard, that'd be one for Columbia. But non-target schools won't have any recruiting captains. That's why it becomes so much harder for you to get your foot in.
And what is the biggest mistake you see with students when trying to break into investment banking?
Your strategy is not talked about enough, I feel. Knowing where to network and when to network is very important. Knowing which school you come from, in which bank you stand a better chance, in which office you stand a better chance becomes very important, and I feel not talked about enough.
So how important is location for an internship?
What really matters is the team that you're applying for.
So how do you make yourself stand out when applying to a specific team in investment banking?
So in one of my biggest experiences that I had in banking before recruitment was at a sell-side M&A firm. So I gave enough belief to a lot of these analysts that ended up interviewing me that I knew what the job was and what the job entailed, and I could talk to it about it in my interviews as well.
What is the biggest mistake you see with students when networking into investment banking?
Not making mistakes on your email. I've had an entire coffee chat with a banker that I met in New York when she was making fun of one of the kids who sent her an email. She used to work in Morgan Stanley, but then one of the kids from UCLA emailed her saying interested in Goldman Sachs. That ended up making that kid never get a foot into Morgan Stanley.